Is it possible to live to 150, 180, or beyond? I know that sounds like a ridiculous question, but let's be open-minded and give it some serious thought for a little bit. So unless you've been under a rock, anyone on this spiritual journey has heard about the law of attraction, or has at least started to become aware of the creative power of their thoughts and words. However, applying all of this stuff to real life and actually achieving tangible results is difficult for a lot of people, right? I believe this is the reason why so many people give up on this walk, because they don't see results. So they give up, never truly achieving the life they desire. It's also why I believe a lot of people ridicule this train of thought or dismiss it, because most people want to see those tangible results, and usually quickly. Unfortunately, in our culture, when you start talking law of attraction, most people's first question or thought, even if they don't ask it, is, well, let me see your millions then. So I was listening to an audio of Louise Hay the other day on embracing change when she began talking about elders and aging. In the audio, she mentioned a study done on middle age, where researchers discovered that at whatever age someone believes middle age to be, that's when their body began to show signs of aging. Now, that was such a powerful revelation for me that I've literally been thinking about that for 3 days, ever since I heard that audio. So let's really take some time to examine that. At what age do you consider a person to be middle-aged? I know for me personally, I always thought that a healthy woman's lifespan would be about 75 years old or so. Now, with science and technology, I did think that things could get a little bit better. With time, I thought the average could get closer to 90, maybe 95. But I never really did believe that most people would live to see 100, though. So since I believed a woman's lifespan to be 75, that would put my belief of middle age to be right around 37. Now, I just have to pause there for a second, because when I realized that, it totally blew my mind. That's literally when health concerns began presenting themselves for me in my life. So I don't know about you, but to me, that was a very eye-opening revelation and a mind-blowing example of how powerful our thoughts and our beliefs are. So for 3 days, I have literally been examining what I believe about everything when it comes to my age and health. We accept our own thoughts and beliefs so easily. Better yet, we accept the beliefs and diagnoses of health professionals so easily that it's almost scary. We are sovereign. We have the power of free will, which means we have the power to choose our thoughts, beliefs, and what we create in every single moment. Yet we live our lives in such a powerless manner. In the audio, Louise also mentioned a group of elderly weightlifting ladies. I won't go into the entire story, as I think it's pretty obvious and goes without saying that these ladies were strong because they work out regularly. And even though it doesn't necessarily speak to the law of attraction, I am mentioning it because weightlifting is an activity that typically defies what we believe elderly women would be doing. It also speaks to the power of the human body if we actually continue to put it to use as we age. We can't complain about aging and our bodies breaking down if we haven't done much other than shuffle from home to work or living room to kitchen for the last 20, 30, 40 years. So back to the original question. Can we live to 150 or 180? I know I've definitely started to really examine my every belief. Over these past 3 days, I've recounted times when I was in the gym and mentioned, boy, I feel young until I come to class, and then I'm reminded, I'm not so young, ha ha. Or times when I felt a pain in my knee as I stepped, and I told myself it was my knees aging. I've really started to examine the things that I tell myself and how I so easily rob myself of my sovereignty and power. I can come up with so many examples of my own negative thinking and beliefs when it comes to my health that it almost makes me sad. I have so many beliefs concerning digestive issues, my eyesight, dry skin, shedding hair, my aforementioned knees. I could go on. If I'm being honest with you, though, I really can directly correlate the currently visible results of my life to the long-held thoughts and beliefs that I've had that brought about those results. I've heard so many times from so many people on this journey that you literally have to unlearn and relearn everything that you've ever been taught, and it's so true. So to answer the question, I didn't previously think people could live to 150, but now I am definitely open to the idea. I am open to 150, 180, and possibly beyond. People are starting to understand the importance of mind, body, and soul working in unison. I wholeheartedly believe if we take care of those three things simultaneously and begin to change the way we look at health, really examine and change our beliefs, it is most definitely possible, even highly probable. I know I've definitely started to consider that at 46, I could possibly have only lived a third of my life. I'm wrapping my mind around the fact that if I continue to take care of myself holistically, I may just be able to live another 92 years or more. So how do we get there? When I turn 150, I'll write a book to let you know how I did it. Just kidding. Now, while I haven't manifested my 150th birthday yet, I feel like I am gaining a real understanding of how creating our reality really works. Slowly but surely, as I move along in life, I am beginning to see the fruits of my labor. I've learned the hard way some powerful truths about how this all works, but the more I apply those truths, the more consistently I am starting to see results. If I had to offer advice on what's worked for me so far, it would be these things. 1. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. I think it goes without saying that you can't expect more out of life if you aren't grateful for where you are and what you have now. However, I think we really take gratitude for granted, or we apply it when we want. We're grateful when things are good, but it's a little more difficult when things aren't going our way or are downright disappointing. However, there is purpose and cause for every situation or circumstance in our lives, whether we understand why or not. Being grateful through it all allows for more goodness to flow in our lives. 2. Remember and really internalize that you are worthy. Until you truly begin to believe that you are worthy of everything you desire, then those things will be slow coming. There is an inherent worth tied to our existence that we take for granted sometimes, but God really thought the world needed a you. Really think about that. Internalize it. Relish in it. Get comfortable with who you are, what you have to offer, and the fact that you are valuable and worthy. Until you truly begin to believe and internalize your worth, it will seem like it's taking forever for your desires to manifest. 3. It is possible to be way too specific. Sometimes we get so wrapped up in the whirlwind of what we're asking, how it's going to happen, how long it's going to take, why it hasn't happened yet, what else we can do to rush it along, that we are too specific with our requests and our affirmations. Our thinking begins to block or limit what we're asking for. So remove any expectations and be broader with your requests. Instead of saying, I only make this, so I can only afford that, say, I am always provided for. I have more than enough for my needs and wants, and I have plenty left over to give away. Being less specific opens avenues unbeknownst to you for spirit delivering your desires. 4. This conscious journey forces you to take this ugly little thing called accountability. You can't expect your affirmations to work for you if you are constantly doing the opposite of what you are affirming. You cannot say, I am well rested, if you sleep sporadically with no real routine. You cannot say, I am healthy, if you choose to eat like crap and not work out. You cannot say, I am wealthy, if you are constantly worried and complaining about money. You have to speak it and walk it as though it were. 5. Be patient and easy with yourself. Some of us have held these long-standing beliefs for 20, 30 years or more. Although it is possible, I think for most people, beliefs don't change right away. It takes repeated lessons and repeated opportunity for us to fine-tune our skills. So don't give up. I know for me personally, the more I work on changing my thoughts, the easier and more frequently it naturally happens throughout my day. 6. Examine where your thoughts and beliefs come from. We didn't just come into this world believing that we aren't worthy or we are unhealthy or that we have to work extra hard for everything we have. Those beliefs always come from somewhere. Be honest with yourself and really examine where those beliefs come from. It's not until you understand where a belief came from that you can change how it continues to impact you present day. 7. Always remember that you are a conduit. Things are supposed to flow to and through you. You cannot expect for spirit to just continually give, and you don't allow space for what you are given to flow through you. So be generous in all you do. Give of your knowledge and resources freely. Spend time in nature. Plant a tree or some flowers. Feed or rescue wild animals. The more you give, the more that will be given unto you. And finally, we have to truly believe in what we're asking. Now, I do realize that at the beginning, you do feel like you're lying to yourself a little bit with your affirmations. It is kind of like fake it till you make it. However, if you keep going, you begin to know and be able to differentiate between when you are being earnest in your thoughts and when you're just being cynical. Be honest when you're not in the mood or when you're cynical and you need to come back to it at a better time. You can't expect to be in a negative, doubtful, or cynical space when trying to change your beliefs or speak positive affirmations and expect it to work. So, can we live to 150? Maybe, but I'll just remind you of this Henry Ford quote: "Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are right." But you're definitely not going to be able to do it without examining and challenging your every thought, belief, and habit. They don't call this a conscious journey for nothing. You literally have to learn how to live your life consciously choosing your every thought, belief, and action to achieve your desired results. I know I'm open to the possibility of living to that age. Just thinking about it has already begun to change and reframe my beliefs about so many things. Right now, I know that I am healthy, vibrant, youthful, capable of anything, and I hope you feel the same. If we continue on this trajectory and really take care of ourselves, there's no telling what the future may hold. After all, we really are here to create a new reality, and you never know. If you're still cool or hip enough, I may just send you an invite to my 150th. It's guaranteed to be lit. Hope to see you there, the Rebellious Gem.